Growth. You can see it. Welcome back once again to JV Matters, where we talk football. I'm your host, Coach Lowry. Today we are going to talk, or continue talking, I should say, about growth and improvement. So let's get at it. So most players think that improvement is about winning, or is winning. Not necessarily. This is not always the truth. Sometimes, and many times, they improve by learning from their mistakes that they have made, whether it's both in winning and or losing. Most coaches know they improve by being challenged as well. When your team gets the opportunity to play up, never turn it down. So if your head coach comes up to you and says, "Do you want to play up?" or gives your players the opportunity to play up, you give it to them. You let your players play up. It's a challenge. Look at it as a chance to challenge all of your players, a chance for them all to step up. So who is mature enough to raise to the occasion? Who is going to step up? Who do you want to step up? Who can step up? That's what this is. When my head coach asks me to send a player up, I don't sit there and bow my head and hen and haw. I give it to him. I give him the players. I tell him what players I think he should take if he's going to take anybody. Yes, it's going to knock me down. I got to readjust my schedule or my players or my roster. But it helps his team out. It helps the program out. So basically, it helps our team out because the varsity team is our team. So when this so this is the opportunity for them to shine in front of the varsity coaches. So let's talk about a reality check. This now becomes the reality check for you and your team. Is your team where they should be, or are they behind? So when they get the opportunity to play up there, they get the opportunity to shine in front of the coaches, the varsity coaches. I have a player up there right now who's getting his opportunity to play up there. He was there during practice today, and he did exactly what he was supposed to do, which makes me feel good that I'm teaching him what he's supposed to be taught up there, and that I'm on the right track with teaching him. So varsity players are stronger and more advanced in a lot of things, but as long as I'm teaching him the skills that he needs to do, he will do fine. They will do fine up there. They will just need to learn to get stronger. So this is kind of gives you as a coach and the players a litmus test for them. All right. So lots of players or lots of things um, are different with varsity players. Their speed is different, their experience is different, and their confidence is a little bit different. So when a player goes up there, they they're a little bit timid in some cases. So that's why you have to make sure that your players have confidence. And so when they get the opportunity to play in sevens or any time at all, whether it's to practice with them or whatever, give them that opportunity. This will give them that confidence to play with them. This will give them that confidence to say, yeah, I can play with these guys. And until your player experiences that firsthand, it's going to be difficult to explain. But I've watched players go up there. I've watched players struggle up there. And that's because for some reason they just don't have that confidence. So as a coach, you have to be able to instill that confidence in them. And sometimes they don't get it or they don't trust themselves. So as coaches, we spend a lot of time preparing our players for that next level. As I mentioned before, we teach them the fundamentals, we teach them the discipline, we teach them the accountability, and we teach them football IQ. But eventually, there comes that point where players need to see the next level with their own eyes. So a lot of players will get called up to play, whether it's for sevens during the off season, like now, or during the regular season when their pads are put on. This helps them gauge where they really are. This tournament that we just had recently gave a lot of my players the opportunity firsthand to notice, to see how our players would react, see where they're at. Um, I thought during this tournament, a lot of our players belonged in this tournament. We belonged in this tournament as a team. Some of the players struggled here and there, but hey, you know what? It is what it is. We, when the final rankings came out and they placed us in the tournament, we were not last, and that was a positive thing on it. We did not come out last. This let me, as well as my coaches and team, realize we can compete with anyone. As a JV coach, you need to be willing to give your players this type of a challenge, because every athlete reaches a point where they ask themselves a question: do I belong here? The answer doesn't come easy, and it doesn't come from the coaches. It comes from competition, because competition tells the truth. Competition exposes weaknesses. Competition exposes strength. Competition reveals confidence. Competition reveals preparation. We were ready even at the last minute because we covered all those things. We made sure our team was ready. We made sure that the strength was there because of the weight room. We made sure their confidence was up. We told them how good they were. I tell them that every day, how good they are. We always have to have our team ready. That is what being prepared means. Willing to step up on the field at any time and face any challenge at any time. It's like the old saying goes, any team can win on any given Sunday. And that's a fact. So your team can win on any day of the week as long as you have them prepared and teach them to have the right mindset when they step on that field. If they don't have the right mindset when they step on that field, they're going to have a tough time during that game. And trust me, I've been through that. If we have a rough practice the day before a game or once during the week prior to a game, sometimes I realize we're just going to have a tough time during that game. And that's exactly what happened. I am not saying we are perfect or we were perfect during this tournament, by no means, but we are competitive. We made mistakes. We made lots of mistakes. But after each game, when we played the next game, we were able to correct those mistakes on the fly. So they got better with each game. Because my coaches and I had the team believing and in the right mindset that they could compete with anyone. And that's what you need to do. You need to be able to get your team set and ready to compete with anybody, regardless of who they are. Sometimes a team will step on the field during the regular season, and they'll look at, my gosh, these guys are bigger than us. But if they step on that field with the right mindset, size will have nothing to do with it. They just need to have their ability, believe in themselves, believe in their coaches, believe in the game plan, and they will be fine. One thing I loved watching was how some of our players responded when things got difficult. And they did get difficult. They didn't back down. They just competed. That's all I coach. That's all of us coaches ask for. As a coach, you want them to compete. It's always believed in was the I believed in was the effort. Just put the effort out there. Toughness travels, competing travels. So that's all you have to do is just compete. If a player learns how to compete, coaches can help him improve the rest. They can help them improve their footwork. They can help them improve how to rip through. They can help them with all those things. They just have to know how to be tough and compete. Coaches struggle with players who quit when things get hard. So if you have players that are quitting because things get hard or they drop their head, that's hard to teach. Is to get a player to get tough. Our players got challenged, and for the most part, they responded. As I said, we did make mistakes. We will continue to make mistakes, but we'll be able to correct those mistakes. We will be able to learn from those mistakes. We will grow through those mistakes. We did get exposed in certain areas, but again, we learned how to correct those. The process, that's part of the process of growing, is making mistakes, but learning how to respond after you make the mistakes. Each one of my players are coachable. They learned how to respond through their mistakes. If you got a player that ignores you after you teach them something or try to explain them from their mistakes, then you're going to have tough times. You have to be able to respond, have your players respond to you. But here's what I hope every player did take away from this was the experience. From this experience was that they were able to compete at a higher level and they put their mind to it. The coaches built up their confidence. Our players need to be able to believe in what you're selling. If they don't have the buy-in into what you're selling, you're going to have a tough time with them throughout the entire year. If they don't believe in your playbook or in what you're putting out there, you're going to have a tough time. If you and your coaches argue off to the side and your players see that, there's going to be dissension. They're not going to believe in what you're selling. So you need to have a united front. Your staff must show a united front in what you are putting out. It's okay for your staff to disagree with you behind closed doors, but once you come out from behind those doors, you need to have a 100% united front. Both on the offense and defense side of the ball, you have to be united. But it requires commitment. It requires consistency. But again, not just from the players, from the coaches too. Everybody has to have this buy-in. If you don't have the buy-in, then you're going to have a tough time. You can't always pick the easy competition, and it requires embracing challenges instead of running from them. Too many athletes today spend their time looking for situations where they can dominate, whether it's in the weight room, whether it's on the field or the practice field. They pick the smaller person to go up against, whether it's throwing the ball against a receiver or a DB that's not very good out there. You need to pick the competition. They look for the easy competition, easy victories, easy success. The problem is that that doesn't create growth. Easy creates comfort. Growth comes from challenges. Growth comes from being challenged. Growth comes from competing against people who are better than you. So when you get the opportunity to go up against somebody that's better than you, then you want to do it. That's why my record or our schedule this year is going to be a tough schedule. But it's what I want. It's going to prove and get us to the growth that this team needs. Growth comes from finding out where you fall short and then going to work. That's true football. This fall schedule is not going to be an easy task. So if we were looking for easy way out, we will have an extremely tough fall schedule this year. It's definitely not going to be an easy one. That is the way all teams need to view it. You need to view your schedule as tough. You need to find your tough teams right there so you can be ready to prepare for them. Go out and look for those challenges. Don't run from them. The people who improve the most are usually the people who are willing to be uncomfortable for a while. They are willing to struggle. They're willing to fail. They're willing to learn. And that's exactly why I believe this tournament that we had recently was the best thing that could have happened to our players. Not because of the scoreboard, not because of the win-loss ratio on it, but because it gave them perspective. It showed them they were where they were at today, and it showed them where they could be tomorrow. And as a coach, that's what development is all about. Not perfection, but for growth. And sometimes the greatest thing that can happen to a young athlete is being challenged enough to realize that how much potential he still has. And our team is full of potential this year. That's the lesson our team learned in this tournament. And honestly, it's a lesson all of us can use from time to time. So, in closing, to all coaches and players out there, go challenge yourselves. This doesn't only mean on the football field, it means in the classroom. Get those grades up. In the weight room, challenge yourself in the weight room. Stop taking the easy way out. Stop skipping a rep. In everything you do, challenge yourself. Challenge will make you a better person all the way around. You will see growth in yourself and in your team. Thank you for tuning in. If you like what you heard, then share with family and friends. Hit the like and subscribe button below. And all of you have an outstanding day. I will catch you all on the next episode of JV Matters.